There are rooms where history is kept under lock and key. In these rooms, on shelves collecting dust, sit papers that tell a different story than the one we know. They are bound in folders stamped with bold red letters, "Top Secret." For decades, these papers were meant to remain silent, their contents known only to a select few. But secrets, like water, eventually find a way to seep out. To understand these secrets, we must first understand the organization that kept them. The CIA is the Central Intelligence Agency. It was born from the ashes of World War II. Its primary mission is to gather intelligence. It is the nation's eyes and ears in foreign lands. It watches our adversaries. It provides leaders with the information they need to make critical decisions about national security. It is a world of spies, analysts, covert operators, a world that, by its very nature, must operate in the shadows. Secrecy is the lifeblood of this work. If an agent's identity is revealed, their life is in danger. If a source is exposed, a vital stream of information dries up. If a plan is made public before it is executed, it is doomed to fail. But this necessary secrecy creates a potential for danger. When there is no public oversight, who holds the powerful accountable? The Cold War was a time of profound and pervasive fear. The world was divided into two camps. The threat of nuclear annihilation was a constant, unspoken reality. It was a battle of information, ideology, the mind itself. The CIA became convinced the Soviets had discovered a way to control human thought, a mind control weapon that could turn prisoners into puppets, spies into traitors. Faced with this possibility, the agency decided it needed its own program. It needed to test the limits of the human mind, to know if it could be broken and reshaped. This fear gave birth to one of the CIA's most notorious secret projects, MK-Ultra. The goal was simple, yet monstrous. It sought methods of mind control. Could a drug make a person reveal their deepest secrets? Could hypnosis be used to create an assassin? Could a human be reprogrammed to act against their will? To find answers, researchers began a series of secret tests: hypnosis, sensory deprivation, psychological abuse, various forms of torture. But their primary tool was a powerful new hallucinogen, LSD. Imagine a scene, pieced together from the declassified records. A man believes he's joined a paid psychological study. He is given a drink. He does not know it has been laced with LSD. Slowly, the world dissolves. The walls seem to breathe. Colors intensify. Time loses its meaning. He becomes paranoid, terrified, or euphoric. On the other side of a one-way mirror, scientists in white coats take notes. They log every word, every gesture, as the mind unravels. These scenes played out in safe houses in cities like New York and San Francisco. Prostitutes lured men back, drinks were spiked, behavior recorded from hidden microphones and cameras. The project was codenamed Operation Midnight Climax. Receipts for apartments, notes on reactions, a paper trail of manipulation. The consequences were devastating. Trauma, memory loss, lifelong harm. Frank Olson, an army scientist, was secretly dosed. Days later, disturbed and paranoid, he fell to his death. The truth emerged only decades later in congressional hearings. The tension between the United States and Cuba was a focal point of the Cold War. The failed Bay of Pigs invasion had been a humiliation. A Soviet-aligned state just 90 miles from Florida was seen as an intolerable threat. Some believed a full-scale invasion was the only solution, but they needed a reason. So they began to draft a plan. Cynical, shocking. It was called Operation Northwoods. Drafted in 1962 by the Department of Defense and Joint Chiefs, a proposal for fake attacks. Blame them on Fidel Castro, unleash public outrage, justify war. It was detailed, a step-by-step blueprint. Stage a Cuban terror campaign in Miami and even in Washington, D.C. Plant bombs in public places. Sink a boat full of Cuban refugees. Stage a fake attack on the U.S. base at Guantanamo. Destroy property, even inflict casualties on our own. Swap a passenger plane with a drone, send a distress call, then detonate the drone over water and blame Cuba. The world would be told an American airliner was downed by Castro's jets. The authors knew the deception had to feel real, generate genuine shock and anger, create a passenger list that would appear in newspapers, stage phony funerals for victims, fly a disguised MiG to harass a civilian airliner, destroy a U.S. vessel, and blame Cuba, echoes of the USS Maine. When Northwoods was declassified in the late 1990s, disbelief turned to horror. Signed by the highest brass, including the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Secretary McNamara rejected it. President Kennedy would not authorize it. The plan was shelved, its champions edged out. But the document remains, a warning of how easily machinery can be tuned to deception. The files opened a window into another dark corner, state-sanctioned assassination plots. Chief among the targets was Cuba's Fidel Castro. For years, resources and ingenuity were spent seeking a way to eliminate him. The files read like a catalog, from straightforward to outlandish. High-powered rifles, poison pills, explosive devices. Contaminate a box of favored cigars with a deadly toxin. Plant an explosive seashell where he went skin diving, painted to catch the eye. Spray a studio with a chemical like LSD to make him behave erratically on air. Use a depilatory chemical on his boots, hoping his famous beard would fall out, shattering his image. Declassified reports revealed plots against other leaders too. Patrice Lumumba, Rafael Trujillo. Many plans failed or were never carried out, but the memos prove they were seriously considered at the highest levels. A stark record of a time when assassination was treated as a tool of policy, a dark instrument kept in a secret toolbox. The documents that have been released are powerful. They have changed our understanding of history. They show how fear can warp judgment and how secrecy can shelter wrongdoing. From mind-altering experiments to false flag proposals, these files paint a disturbing picture. They taught the necessity of oversight and accountability. But for every page we can read, black bars hide names, dates, locations, entire paragraphs. In 1973, most MK Ultra records were ordered destroyed. What did those pages contain? Who else was a victim? We have seen what slipped through the cracks. But what about the files that did not? What vaults have never been opened? The answer sits silently in the redactions we can see, and in the countless pages we cannot. Behind the next locked door, inside the next classified folder, a different history might be waiting. What other truths still sleep, waiting for the light?